Welcome to the EmpowerHer Entrepreneur podcast with Janis Boudreau, the ultimate destination for fearless women business owners ready to conquer their next level of success. Get ready to ignite your entrepreneurial spirit as we dive deep into all things related to building your empire, setting ambitious goals, and scaling your business to new heights. This podcast is your go-to resource for empowerment and encouragement. Tune in every week as we inspire, motivate, and empower you to embrace your full potential as a woman entrepreneur. Hi, everybody. It's Janis, and I'm back. Well, hello, friends. And what I'm going to talk about today could be known as a reset, or maybe it's just a renovation. So along the way of creating the company that I did, there's been multiple changes, switches, things that have made me so different from when I first began. I often take a look at my company from the outside in. And what I mean by that is that you can get really, really comfortable with what you're doing, what you offer, kind of where you're at. And I think that's like fabulous. I have a very strong feeling in about another decade, I'm going to slow down and I just might be there and I might ride it out. And it's going to feel absolutely great to ride out what I built, what I did, but I'm just not there yet. I'm still in a stage of my business that I actually still think I'm in the growth stage. I'm really not ever giving up on that. But when I talk about reset and renovation is that we can become extremely complacent with what we're doing and what we even can see in our own businesses. Sometimes what we think is really working or running smoothly is not. Sometimes we can have marketing campaigns or no marketing at all, and it's just not working. We can have pamphlets and forms and kind of the paperwork of our business, and we think that's perfect. And I'm just going to speak on that one for a minute. I've seen so many people go stagnant on their paperwork and their marketing. Like they use the same thing. I'm not talking about a total rebrand, but they become, I guess, okay with what they did, what they built. And perhaps they were just using a program that was really great 10 years ago and it looked fabulous 10 years ago. But now, have you seen the programs out there? Oh my Lord, I'm still learning every day. I'm like, what the heck is that? And I do that, of course, by always watching my market, watching competition. But I see it a lot where we think everything's going smoothly. We think we've done everything's put into place, but then we're wondering why there's not any growth or why we're not even going to the next level where we want to be at. The outcomes aren't just coming through. So this is where I suggest to everybody to pretend or maybe even have someone do it. Sometimes that's hard. Not everyone knows your business. That's where, like even myself, I'll step into place and will help assess a colleague's or somebody I'm mentoring's business. I kind of break it open wide. So this is what I'm getting at, is you want to look at your business, like take the time to sit down and stare at your business, no matter what stage you're in, like it's up for sale. Like you're going to be buying this business. And identify, it's hard to do, but from the outside looking in, you can see what's not working. If you could totally put on that mental hat, or, like I said, you can hire or use a mentorship program. Do something that's going to look from the outside in with the hat on that they be taking, that you've sold or selling, and this person's taking over the business. And what are they going to pull apart? What are they going to redo? What would they change? What needs to be fixed? In this mindset, you would never believe some of the things. And it takes a lot. I almost think this should be a quiet moment. It's something I recently had to do. The pleasure of it is you are truly, and if you're being honest, you're going to find the few things that, maybe they're just rock star for you. They're great. But if it was someone else coming in, let's say it's me, what do you think I would change in your business? You know how, and you can see my website. You can see the company I've built. You probably can see some of my marketing out there. Try to think like that professional. And what are the things? And this is where a reset or renovation can change the total outcomes for your business. You need to sit quietly and think and list what's not working. I recently did this where I'm like, okay, if I sold my business right now and somebody came in and take one good look at it, what would they change? Well, one thing I know well, and this is my rock star, is that I have all the paperwork, forms, consents, contracts, policy and procedure manuals. I have that done to such a T that, they would just come in and say, outstanding. I know it. I feel it. But I picked what they would say, holy geez, we need some work here. It was my home care division. We need much better, to do a much better job on scheduling. We need to do a much better job on, utilizing nurses' time. And this, if you're a solopreneur, this could be just your time. I know that if somebody were to buy this business, they'd shake that whole division up. They would take apart that home care and say, okay, let's do a time study. Let's, run things through an app. Let's make this better. So from that and being honest with myself, what someone would tear apart and reset is where I am laying the foundation. And it's something we're going to do into the new year, where we renovate our home foot care division, which is our nurses and home visits. And this doesn't have to be a big company. This could be just for yourself. If I were staring at your company, what would I say? Or your business, if it's just you, what were the things that I'd say, yeah, we need to do an overhaul here. These are the things that aren't working. Maybe you have a goal in place and you put these steps, but the steps aren't working any longer. And until you admit that and make the change and do the renovation, you're never going to get the outcome that you want. And like I've tried to say, the things I did 5 years ago just aren't good enough now. They needed to be changed. They needed to be tweaked. Maybe even me with policies and procedures. I'm all gung-ho. I've got every single thing done by teams of professionals, professionally written, legally written. Maybe those will become redundant in another 10 years. Who knows? I have to look at that again. So I would say once a year, if you could put a new practice into play, you would play that you've put your business up for sale and now somebody's coming to purchase it. And what are they going to be changing? What needs to be changed? Get out your pen and paper and write it all down. What are the things that you know they need to be changed? To make a renovation is simply acknowledging that department, again, me, home care. Well, what are the things that need to be put into play? Break it down. Me, probably a new app. Maybe we need new software. We need to interview all of the nurses and see where they're at with their home care. If it would be just you, it would be, obviously a little easier. It might be just due to technology. And sometimes it may be, I'm not gonna ever end my home care division, but you may really look at it and say, okay, you know what, here, 80% of my income comes from something else. I'm not wasting my time on this 20%. Sometimes in the renovation, have you ever heard about those big, the corporate company comes in, buys a smaller company and then tears it apart and only keeps pieces of it? I hate to say that can happen, and that might be a decision we need to make. Maybe you've bought tons of product and you're holding on to, $5,000 in stock. but it's not good for you anymore. It's not anything bringing in money. It takes too much of your time to order it, to stock it, to keep it in. It's only bringing in, say, 5% of income. Get rid of it. That would be one of those renovation. Maybe focus on another area you're doing well. Maybe you really do well at facility visits and your doing home care isn't worth it for you. These are things that you either need to sell off, reset, renovate. So I hope this has helped you with this talk. I'm not doing the longest podcast today, but I wanted to let you know that I have had to make many difficult changes in running a business, and I think we all will. And it is not a sign of defeat when you hit a total reset or a renovation. Not at all. It's actually you being as smart as possible and realizing what's going to work for you and what isn't going to work for you. And, oh God, I look back over the last decade and there were so many things I really do wish I got rid of a lot sooner and that were a waste, and my passion wasn't there. I should mention that too. If you're not feeling it, you're not feeling it. It's really hard to get outcomes when you're just doing it to do it, if that makes sense. If you're just keeping that part of your business running because you think you're supposed to, well, let me tell you, you can do whatever you want. And if you're doing it with passion, you're going to be even more successful at it. So if you're a facility nurse and you love it, but damn it, you got that 10% home care division that drives you crazy to have to drive to all the homes, for bloody sake, just get rid of it and concentrate your efforts on building what you love and what you're good at. So I hope I've given you guys some great ideas and a little bit, I guess, just to think about what's going on, about, complacency and realizing that every year we should be really revisiting whether it's our goals, outcomes, the bigger picture, the smaller picture, and ask for help if you need it. I'm also available for mentorship as well. You may know even just colleagues in the industry that can say, I want you to be truthful with me. You hear me talk about my business. What do I need to do here? I've been in that situation time and time again with many, many colleagues, and it's the what would you do? But you've got to not be upset about the answer that you're going to get. Instead, you're going to take it and just, make that renovation happen. Anyway, I hope everybody has a fabulous week. And like I said, do some journaling, do some thinking. What does that business for sale look like for somebody else? What's going to stay and what's going to go? All right, everybody, take care.